Welcome. It's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com. Another companion wine review for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website. We do that 3 times a week. And we've been doing it for 15 years, podcast for maybe about 3 years. We write up value-priced wines. Cheap wine is a Google search term, one of the leading ones. That's why we're Cheap Wine Finder, because Google could find us. So there you go. We don't, it's not about bad wines. It's about affordable wines. And if wine's not affordable, then let's drink something else. So what we have today is Chronic Cellars Sweet Petite Petite Sirah 2021. People who make Petite Sirah wines always like to get some kind of weird, funny name in there. Petite Petite, when they did Petite Sirah, Petite Verdot, those kind of things. But there you go. I'll tell you a little bit who Chronic Cellars is and what Petite Sirah is. Chronic Cellars was started back in 2004 with the Beckett Brothers. The father's Doug Beckett from Peachy Canyon. That's the winery that put Paso Robles wines and Zinfandel from Paso Robles in particular on the map. And they were the sons. We met them a long time ago at a wine tasting. It was kind of funny. I remember it because the old man, Doug Beckett, I'm not that good of friends with him to call it the old man, but met him once. But he was palming behind his back a beer, just a lager, can of beer. And, we were joking, hey, we got wine out here, you got beer, where can we find beer? And, and he said, and he wasn't kidding, he says, it takes a lot of beer to make good wine. I still remember that to this day, and the kids were laughing because they had a great life. They worked in the winery and the vineyards, and they rode dirt bikes out back all the time. And they did things, and they started Chronic Cellars, and you can kind of tell by the name of what else they were doing. This is a very successful wine brand. They're playful with the names and stuff. The Beckett Brothers sold off Chronic Cellars to WX Brands. I left a link on the website. They have a lot of brands. You've had their wines. Trader Joe's has their wines. They're around. And they have fun with the names. One brand was Sofa King Bueno. Bueno is fine or good. And if you say that fast, you get the drift. So Petite Sirah, a man named Durif in the mid to late 1800s, Syrah grapes in the Rhone Valley of France were having difficulties. There was disease, there was insects, and it was just devastating all the wine. So he took the Syrah grape and combined it with the Pleurisson grape, which is almost never planted. But it's super healthy. It doesn't make great wine, but it's super healthy. And put it together so to make a healthy Syrah, and the reason it's Petite Sirah, spellings are different, is because the grapes are smaller. It's all, farmers' names are always really simple things. But by the time he got it figured out, the problem in the vineyard was over, and no one wanted it. But it did manage to get to Australia and went to California, and it's all over value-priced wines in California. I'm going to take a sip of this. And it's actually really good. This is a wine kind of like, for a long time, for a while now, wines that come in like way too balanced. It's supposed to be good. But if you're having an enjoyable wine, you want it to be kind of juicy and maybe a little spicy. Some wines, not all wines should be spicy, but a little bit juicy as long as it's not just a fruit bomb, as long as it's got some depth and some structure to it and some change of pace flavors coming on. That's really what I'm looking for. And that's what this one has. It's got blueberry, and it's got cranberry, and it's got blackberry. It's got a couple of different types of spice. None of the spices are too harsh, too rough. They're all just kind of add a nice little flavor to it. There's some chocolate, there's some vanilla. It's a wine that I think lists for $15. I found it for $14, not a big bargain, but it's a nice wine for that. It's from Paso Robles. It's a single AVA wine. Though Chronic Cellars is a brand, so it doesn't have, it's not a wine that has their own vineyards and own winery. They probably lease space for the winery and buy the grapes, or WX they might have vineyards they use, but it's not like a traditional winery setup. Taylor Sip. Petite Sirah has been the secret weapon in all sorts of red blends lately, and a lot of times you see if you get a Zinfandel wine, maybe 10 to 15% of it's going to be Petite Sirah. It just adds a different flavor, and it gives you a different kind of spice. And I kind of like this. But like I said, I want my wines to be kind of fun to drink. And one thing about Chronic Cellars, I think they've got a women skeleton, like a modern woman skeleton. I don't know if it's kind of a deadhead kind of thing or what it is, but they're having fun with the whole thing. It's kind of nice, and I like it. And can't have fun with a value-priced wine that's juicy and delicious. And if it's not fun, then why are you drinking it? It's like when I was in college, I used to know guys used to drink and they would do math while they're drinking, like math problems. Like, no, cut that out. Have fun. And this is fun. I'm going to Taylor Sip, and we'll say goodbye. We got a couple more things coming up. It's cold outside. It's below zero, so I wouldn't know it's cold outside because I haven't been there. When it warms up, I will. What I got coming up next is I think it's just a Trader Joe's. It's a St. Julia winery from Argentina. Zaccardi, they're from Zaccardi brand, which is an elite brand in Argentina. They're really good, and they have a Malbec that's a natural wine that's organic, vegan friendly, and no sulfites added. And then I've got from Aldi a Cremant de Bordeaux, which is a champagne-style wine from Bordeaux, which is going to be fun too. So that's the next couple days, so stay with us. We've got stuff coming. So adios from Domain Dave from cheapwinefender.com. Like us where you like your websites and all your podcasts, and I'll be talking to everybody in a couple days, and stay warm.